Behind the counter at a futon store in Tacoma, Washington is not the place you expect to find a man some call a genius, a math phenom of unprecedented proportions. Yet Jason Padgett sees complex mathematical formulas everywhere he looks. When you're walking through a park like this, I'm looking and I'm seeing trees and leaves and clouds. What do you see?
I see bits and pieces of the Pythagorean theorem everywhere. Every single little curve, every single spiral, every tree is part of that equation.
Amazingly, Jason doesn't have a PhD, a college degree, or even a background in math. 10 years ago, he was only interested in two things: working out and partying. He was walking out of this place, what used to be a karaoke club, when he was brutally attacked by thieves who beat and kicked him in the head repeatedly.
All I saw was a bright flash of light, and the next thing I knew, I was on my knees on the ground, and I thought, I'm gonna get killed.
Doctors said he had a concussion, but within a day or two, he began to notice something remarkable. The college dropout who couldn't draw became obsessed with drawing intricate diagrams, but he didn't know what they were. It turns out there's something called fractals, and he was drawing a visual representation of the formula we all learn in school: pi, that infinite number that begins with 3.14.
I'm obsessed with numbers, geometry specifically. I literally dream about it. There's not a moment that I can't see it, and it just doesn't turn off.
Like the mathematician played by Russell Crowe in the movie of the same name, researchers believe Jason too has a beautiful mind. To understand Jason, neurologist Britt Brogard and her team took him to Finland for a series of tests.
Yep.
A scan of his brain showed damage that was forcing his brain to overcompensate in certain areas that most people don't have access to. The result, Jason was now an acquired savant, brilliant in a very specific area.
Savant syndrome is the development of a particular skill that can be mathematical or artistic, but developed to an extreme degree that sort of makes the person superhuman.
These pictures are only a snapshot of what's going on inside Jason's mind. He mentally overlays a graph on top of each frame of sight and comes up with formulas everywhere he looks.
For me, I see things naturally as shapes, whereas most people's minds see math as numbers.
We took Jason to a museum where the shapes and images lit up his mind, and where he tried to explain a fractal, which is the very essence of his drawings and his vision of math in the world around us.
A fractal is a shape that when you take the shape apart into pieces, the pieces are the same or similar to the whole. So say I had 1,000 pictures of you that were little, and I put all those little pictures of you in the right spot to make the exact same picture of you, but bigger.
Do you consider all of this a burden or a gift?
Sometimes I'd really like to turn it off, and it won't, but the good far outweighs the bad. So I would not give it up for anything.
His goal now is to get out of the furniture store and into the classroom to hopefully teach others that math is as beautiful and natural as the world around us. I'm Neil Karlinski for Nightline in Tacoma, Washington.